Christmas starts early in Killarney with the Finn Oil Historic Rally. In only its second year, this nostalgic party, which caters for historic pre-1969, post-historic pre-1974 and classic pre-1979 cars, has established itself as the historic rallying festival in the country. 130 crews will race off into the Kerry Mountains to brave the wet winter weather. The historic and post-historic categories take centre stage, and at number one is last year's winners, John Keatley and Maurice Beckett. Their big rival is the man who has taken two historic titles away from them this year, Dessie Nutt.
Well, at times like this I wish I'd done this the night before. Certainly very wet, but at least it's consistent. We know what we're going to have. It's going to be difficult. There'll be line water. We'll have to be careful.
I think it's a terrible morning to be doing this, but I have one aim today to get to the top of Tim Healy Pass after last year. I didn't manage to get over the top of the pass, so if I can get that far I'll be happy, and then we'll look at it from there.
It's a soft day around, it's quite right, yes, I quite agree. Thank you very much.
Brian Powley in the Porsche and indeed Stephen Hall in the Triumph TR4 are two of the 27 entries from outside this country. Both, however, are tapping into local knowledge with Bones O'Connor and Geraldine McBride on the bass notes. We will be taking a special interest in car number 12, as Drexel Gillespie and Jane Allen have sportingly agreed to take our camera. Moll's Gap is not looking friendly. Drexel sums up the situation admirably.
For those viewers with a nervous disposition or just simply a bad heart, I think maybe it would be as well to switch your TVs off for the next 15 minutes.
5,
because
4,
if I'm going to frighten myself, I'm probably going to frighten
1,
everybody.
Go! 100, flat
Great
over
start.
crest. 400, up the middle.
At the gap, John Keatley is on the attack from the start, but the Maharafeld driver's Porsche 911 has a misfire. This is the man of the moment in historic rallying, Dessie Nutt, and he and Elkin Robinson take 14 seconds out of their Porsche rival. The surprise is Lloyd Hutchison, who is third fastest and leads the post-historics. And Drew Wiley has been puddle jumping in the Little Land to great effect. He's in fourth place. Stephen Hall, son of the famous Ann Hall, powers his TR4 up the famous pass in fifth position. And Ian Corporal from the Isle of Man, who is lying in second in the post-historic class, and Mervyn Johnson from Fermanagh share the sixth fastest time. Frank Fennell is less happy. It's a while since the Dublin photographer has donned the hard hat of stage rallying, as he's been concentrating on the soft hat outings like the Tour of Corsica, which he won in a Volvo 122. Brian Powley is the third fastest of the post-historics, the category he won in Killarney 12 months ago. And local man Edward Gibbons is another post-historic favourite. He led that category before crashing in 1996.
Caution, 4 right bumps, don't cut 100.
Smile, here are the spectators.
Left bump, turn, open, square, left. Caution, left, crest over jumps. Into 5 left, sudden, 100. Caution, 2 right, crest over jump, 60.
Finish. Yes. My goodness me.
14:25.
And we caught Ray in front. My God, that's a surprise. I think it must have been having the camera in the car made me go a bit quicker.
Well done, darling.
Oh, gosh, you were brilliant there. How do you think I drove?
Oh, shit hot.
Oh, thank God, at least we've done one stage now.
The crowd's long wait for the classic entrance is well rewarded. Ex-hot rod driver John Shanahan leads in spectacular style, having surprisingly passed Hal Rogers on the climb. There can be no better man than Joe McGurk to take over the mantle of driving Connie Smith's much-enjoyed famous Black Mark II. But Tom Randalls is in trouble. Can you remember Jimmy McRae doing exactly the same thing in the International? John Hickey has a big moment avoiding the Kilgarvan man, but the Headford driver stays out of trouble to lie third in his ex-David Sutton car in the classic section. Milan brothers and Ken Lyons are also together by the gap. The Ballingarry brothers are in 5th place in this classic section. Then it's that old crowd pleaser Kieran O'Neill. Hugh Giles has the dubious honour of sitting alongside the ever sideways Belfast driver. Tom's still stuck as James Cole reaches the gap, and the hearty who make the pilgrimage to this famous junction are, as always, rewarded. The story of the weekend has to be Hans-Peter Fassler. Hans-Peter has come all the way from Switzerland to discover that his gorgeous little Renault Alpine is just too low for the Kerry roads. Borlin and Tim Healy have been tackled for the first time when we catch up with our jovial heroes again on stage 4, the famous Kilmacalogue.
3, 2, 1, go!
Hey!
There is little change at the top of the historic and post-historic categories. Dessie Nutt now has a 25-second advantage, but Keatley won the Borlin race by 8 seconds. However, the white Porsche was down by 5 seconds over Tim Healy. Wicklow crew Lloyd Hutchinson and Kevin Flanagan continue to impress in 3rd place and to lead the post-historics. Stephen Hall in the Miller Oil's Triumph has moved up to 4th place. And the Wiley family have the distinction of having 2 brothers in the top 10. Drew is in 5th in the Lotus Elan. Ian Corkle continues to chase Hutchinson for the post-historic honours. It's front-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive, and at the moment front-wheel drive is winning. Frank Fennell has more problems. He's broken a shock absorber. And Philip is the 2nd Wiley representative in the top 10. He has the family MGB in 8th place. Edward Gibbons and Ben van der Vender are 9th and 3rd in the post-historic class. And Mervyn Johnson and Nigel Fraser shared 10th place with Robert McGimsey and Brian Gray's Reliant Scimitar. Bad luck continues to haunt Sean Tracy. Okay, he made it over Moll's Gap this time, but then he ran into a bridge on a road section. Ray Cunningham has had electrical problems on stage 3. And Brian Ward has changed his Mark II Escort for an Opel Manta for this weekend. Killarney man Todd Falvey is now posting some very quick times in his post-historic Escort. But Brian Palley's bid to win the category for the 2nd year in succession is about to end further down the Kilmacalogue stage, as the horn-blowing Drexel Gillespie and Jane Allen are about to find out.
Double caution, 5 left, narrow. They're waving you down. You're okay, go on. Caution, 4 left, 4 right, tight.
That was Brian Piley off there on the right-hand side. That's exactly where he went off a few years ago, battling against me.
1 right, 2 left, kick, 2 right, 80.
battling it out there very, very hard indeed. I don't think we're actually up into the top 3 yet, but we're working on it. It's all the extra equipment that I'm having to carry today that's slowing me down very badly, you know, and having to talk to people like you in the middle of stages, it's really putting me off. But we're having a wonderful time, and that's really it, honestly.
It's fairly slippy. We've just, as you can see, we've just had a wee problem there where the skull and crossbones warning us of danger. Well, we hit it and hit the wall beside it, so we got round okay. So, but Dessie's, I think, what, 40 seconds ahead of us at the moment.
Something like that, yes. There.
Dessie, what has it been like?
It's been difficult. Moll's Gap this morning was just as awkward as I've ever seen it. The light wasn't great and it was very wet. But it's dried up a bit now. John took some time off us over boarding the first time. And we both spun on Tim Healy and had similar times. And had a good run through Kilmacalogue and that opened out a wee lead there. And then with John's problem, the last time over boarding, we've extended it now.
After 4 stages, we were third. So, don't know. What are we now?
Yeah, we're third. Yeah,
third still. So we'll keep it steady to the end.
What about the 2 Porsches in front of you? Could you?
No, I don't think so. They're well ahead.
They put a very good time up coming up Moll's Gap this morning. So we started paying attention after that.
His times are absolutely superb. Both John and I rallied minis before we moved to the Porsche, so I mean, I know how difficult it is, and those times are just fantastic. I mean, he deserves great credit.
John Shanahan continues to dominate the classics, that is, until stage 4, as Tommy O'Sullivan's camera shows. John and Tom O'Regan are very definitely out, but fortunately not hurt. The new classic leader, Cathal Rogers, takes up the story.
It caught out on the left-hander at the finish of Kilmacalogue. He just maybe come in too quick or something into it. But if it had been there, now we couldn't catch him and we weren't beating him. And just he was going hard. He didn't come the whole way from Derry like to be second, so
Not over yet.
it's not over yet. Like Joe McGurk here, he's in 10-1, and so it all makes for a good battle.
And where's Joe McGurk from then?
Joe McGurk's from Cavan. You don't know him, he's a hungry-looking boy.
The ravenous racer never succeeds in catching the Derryman, and Cathal Rogers and Eugene Donnelly head the crowd pleasers to win the classics. Joe McGurk finishes 36 seconds behind and certainly keeps the Black Escort's sideways reputation intact. Pat and Sean Milan upheld Killarney Motor Club honours in 3rd place in the classics. With a slightly subdued Kieran O'Neill and no doubt relieved Hugh Giles flashing their way to 4th. John Hickey and Poddy O'Callaghan complete the top 5 in the classic list.
All right.
Did you get that?
Very slippery going down. We've got to use caution. Right. And it's been very good having you all in the back. I've never had as many people in the back seat sitting so quietly. No, okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! 4 right, 2 left.
Yep.
2 left, long, 3 right continues. 4 left, plus 5 left.
Whoa! Well then listen, till I tell you guys something. If watching that there doesn't prove that the historics have to work hard, and there are not a lot of old people faffing about, nothing will ever prove it if that doesn't.
Now for the top 5 of the historics, and this time in the reverse order. Drew Wiley and Graham Jennings take 5th place despite intercom problems. Stephen Hall and Geraldine McBride bring the Miller Oil Triumph home in a very creditable 4th place, and they're followed by the talking point of the weekend, Lloyd Hutchison and Kevin Flanagan, 3rd overall and post-historic winners.
I haven't done a tarmac rally in so long, I didn't know what way we were going to go, and it's just unbelievable. The car was brilliant, Kevin was brilliant, and we kept her steady. That's what we got.
John Keatley and Maurice Beckett are happy to finish 2nd, albeit in the knowledge that they are no longer the top dogs in the Stuttgart machines. That honour goes to Dessie Nutt and Elkin Robinson. It ends a fabulous year for the Castleknock Doctor. The Tarmac and British Historic titles, and now the Finol Killarney Historic Stages Rally.
It's just less than a minute going into the final stage, so we were never able to relax. He kept us on our toes all day, and he drove well. So we've reversed last year's result, which but we said coming down would finish first and second.
So as Dessie and Elkin spray the champagne, we salute the three big winners in Killarney: Dessie Nutt and Elkin Robinson in the historic class, Lloyd Hutchinson and Kevin Flanagan in the post-historic class, and Cathal Rogers and Eugene Donnelly, the winners of the classics.